soon welcome speech and his contribution to ICAVP. Different to former ICAVP events, this time we specially invited industry technical reports to show the progress of powertrain system in China. In China automotive industry, Bosch is a very important player in powertrain system in China and in the world. Now, we welcome Dr. Hui Zhang, the General Manager of Bosch Trading Shanghai Co. Limited, to have welcome and keynote speech on behalf of industry. The title of his speech is Thinking About ePowertrain Developments. Let's welcome Dr. Zhang.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for Dr. Xu for the introduction and also for the invitation. It's really my honor to be here today to give this presentation. Firstly, I want to thanks to Beihang and also thanks to Professor Xu to have this platform, especially in this difficult time. So every chance of this face-to-face meeting and exchange is really valued. It matters. Today, I would like to share some of my thinking about the future ePowertrain development. As we know, the carbon neutrality has been clearly defined as the strategic goal for the countries, for the companies, to maintain the sustainable development for the Earth, for the mankind. That's why all of us are giving our best contribution to make it happen. In these slides, we can list some facts and some data. From Bosch side, we are very proud that in 2020, Bosch has become the first large industry company to realize the carbon neutrality globally. And in 2020, Bosch China have also invested more than 100 million RMB in the environment protection, and among that, over 42 million RMB was spent on the climate protection and achieving the carbon neutrality. And since 2019, Bosch China has launched totally 319 energy-saving related projects. To reach the strategic carbon neutrality target from the perspective of the automotive industry, it's no doubt that electrification in powertrain system will be a key measure. From Bosch side, we keep our technology neutral strategy. So it means that for the ICE, for the hybrid, for the battery EV, and also for the fuel cell, as well as the renewable synthetic fuels, we all will provide our latest technology and products. In these slides, we show some key data. To 2030, ICE will still be the dominant in the market. More than 67% of the new cars will still be gasoline and diesel with or without hybrid. Till 2030, hybrid will be half of the total volume, 50%. So it's quite in line with our Chinese newly released Roadmap 2.0 target. We are quite believing that in the coming 10 or 15 years, hybridization will be highly developed. Of course, battery EV will be dominant till 2030. And the high efficiency in motor will be equipped. Until 2030, totally 3 million cars with fuel cell. It will be another milestone till that time. In slides, we can have some look at the future market share development till 2030 to 2035. It's quite clear that in the future, the electrification will be a tendency. The ICE will be constantly declining, but the battery cars, in the green color, will be increasing. Till 2030, here we give 2 scenarios. One is an evolutionary scenario, the other is a quite aggressive immobility scenario. If we look at 2030, in the evolutionary scenario, ICE will drop to 31%, and in the immobility scenario will be 26%, but the battery EV will increase to 28 to 36%. Till 2035, the battery cars will increase to 39 to 54%, while the ICE will drop to 20 to 50%. It's quite clear. The direction is also quite clear for all of us. Let's move to the road to the electrified mobility. What will be happening in the coming 10 years? What will be happening in the coming few different stages? So in 2021, we have seen that more and more the new vehicles, new energy vehicles, EVs, has been launched in the market from the traditional OEMs and also from a new startup and also from some tech giants. But their priority is always to extend more vehicle bases, more focus on the cost, and also time to the market. But we also notice that their driving use case is also limited, mainly in the city driving. But till 2025, what will be happening? The globally market share of EV will take almost 14%. Then EV will cover more and more use case. Then there will be a strong need for the differentiation for the more use case. And if we look at 2030, EV will be dominant at that time. Then the EV have to suit the multiple use case. Then the differentiation of the power of the transmission will definitely a key enabler. I have been asked the question quite often recently. Now, one geared box is quite okay, quite enough for the EV. So in the future, do we still need the transmission? My answer is quite clear. We need it. We need it for the differentiation, for the more use case of the EV. In the city driving, in the highway, in the rural area. So now, it will not be the end of the world in transmission, but will be a new start of a new journey. I'm quite fully convinced that in the future, in the EV world, we still need transmission, multi-gear transmission. Then CVT, as one of the key solutions in the multi-speed transmission, will still be playing a strong role. So, because of its benefits in the comfort, in the efficiency, in the variability, and adaptability. So this afternoon, my colleague, Mr. Tsai, will also give more explanation about that. Last but not least, today we also bring our eAxle demo with CVT in the outside. So I highly invite the colleagues to take a visit to our booth. So basically that's my presentation, and I will wish the success for this event. Thank you.